I'm Margo Sorum of Yoga Therapists of Alaska, and today we're going to focus on moon salutations and a bunch of standing postures. So let's get started. Stand on your mat and bring the big toes together, ankles together. Weight on the heels and close your eyes. Enjoy some complete yoga breaths through the nose. Good. Bring your palms together into Anjali Mudra. Take the arms up and overhead. We start with a lateral bend. Go ahead and tip on over to one side. And back to center. And exhale over to the other side. And back to center. Take a wide stance on your mat. Toes turn out. We're starting in this 5-pointed star. Inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knees towards the edges of your mat. Elbows come down, goddess pose. Now to press and center through the arms and pivot the feet over to one side. You're going to take yourself into triangle pose. And I have two blocks here because for me to do a triangle pose to keep my spine extended and my pelvis anterior, I need a block. As soon as I start to come down, you can see my pelvis tucks and things contort. So have a block or have the hand on the shin to keep your spine long. From this position, transition into side angle pose. The hand could be in front, on, or behind. Turn this into a high lunge. Turning this into a low lunge, and maybe even a balance. Use your hands in the middle and propel yourself over to the other side. And come to balance. Turn towards this other side, coming into your lunge. Turning this into side angle, heel goes down, turn this up. And straightening this leg, making your way into triangle pose. Make your way all the way up to center. Turn the feet towards the corner of the mat and goddess pose. Inhale, come all the way up, heel toe in, or you can step it together. And lateral bend over to that first side, back to center, and to the other side, and center. And you finished one round. So you went around the moon, made a full moon cycle, and then we'll full circle the other way. This is a little bit different than your card in the toolbox, but this is the one that I learned, and it's going to take us through a little warm-up. Take the arms up, lateral bend the other way, back to center, and the other, back to center. Take it wide, turn the toes out, goddess pose. Pivot the feet to this side. Take yourself into your triangle pose. Turning this into side angle pose. Turning this into high lunge pose. Go ahead and turn this into kind of a half squat. Be mindful. Hands can be here, hands can be here. And then propel yourself over to the other side. And pause here. Turn into a high lunge. Move that into side angle pose. And make your transition up through triangle pose. Lean up to center. Feet towards the corners of the room. And goddess pose. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Keep those knees nice and wide. Come all the way up. And you can jump back together. Tip over to one side, to center, and to the other side. Center. Your sun salutations do become kind of standing spinal floss, where we go through these different directions of movement. All right, we're going to expand upon this and turn it into, I think I moved the mat. We're going to turn this into what the card looks like. So we'll have a few more poses that we'll introduce into this variation. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, tip over to the left. Inhale, center. Tip over to the right. Back to center. Make your way wide on your mat. Goddess pose. Tipping it over to this left side. Bending the knee, coming into warrior two. Turn the palm of the hand up, reach forward, and exalt your warrior. A little back bend. Breathing here. Tip this into your triangle pose. Make your way into your high lunge. Twist to the open leg, to the open space. Twist towards the bent knee. Come back through center. Good. Straighten this back leg again, bringing your weight into straight-legged position. Arm goes up. And we're going to make our way through that side angle pose. Take hold of your block, a little step, and coming into half moon pose. Coming back out, bend this knee, step that foot down slowly, and make your way back up. Turn towards the center of your mat, down into the middle. This is Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale here. Exhale, come down even further. Weight back in the heels, hips behind. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Place your hand facing the left and sweep this arm up. Sweep the arm down and other side. Good. Make your way all the way up to standing. Turn the toes wide, come into goddess pose. And make your way all the way up to standing. Tip again, over to the left, over to the right, and down through the middle. And then we repeat this on the other side. Inhale, going up. This time over to the right, back to middle, over to the left, back to the middle. Step wide, goddess pose. Straighten through the arms, legs, pivot over to the right, come into warrior two. Hero two, Virabhadrasana two. Notice in this pose, I'm not tucking, I'm untucking. So it's a little bit of an anterior pelvis, and make sure the back leg is straight, front knee is bent, and lining up this leg parallel to the mat. So really feel the bones align. Take this top arm forward and exalt your warrior. Tip this into your triangle pose. Turn this into your high lunge pose. Open away from the leg. Twist and open towards the leg. Come back through center. You could always start to add poses here. In your toolbox, I think they come down and do another pose. Make your way back into your triangle pose. And then moving through that that side angle pose, getting ready for your half moon. And you reach the block forward and make your way up. My chair is kind of in the way. Think your anterior pelvis, core bracing, as if your leg was against a wall. It's kind of awkward on my moving chair. Bringing that back through triangle pose. Turning this into Prasarita Padottanasana. Forward fold all the way. Make your way up. Twisting and opening to the right. Twisting and opening to the left. And coming down through center. Making your way all the way up. Powerfully use those outer sides of the legs. Turn the toes out. Goddess pose. Arms come up. Move your way in. And you've completed. So this moon salutation is a lovely way to do a vinyasa flow. And you could make it an around the block sequence and an around the block sequence, or a sequence to one side and then the other. And you could use any number of standing poses in this variation. Let's do a couple of balance poses as well. Bring your hands onto your hips and bend your left knee and step your foot up onto the foot on the foot. And already feel all the little muscles working in that right ankle, and that's supposed to happen. So you're not stopping the wobbling, you're letting the wobbling happen. So this is like stage one. Stage two, the leg could come up on the calf. Usually if there's not a problem with the knee, it could even be on the knee, but maybe over time it'll go above the knee. I'm not a fan of bending over and picking up the leg because you've already kind of distorted things. So only as high up as your leg can do without having to assist. Add the arms up and overhead. Think of core bracing, organizing, opening the arms up. See if you can be at tabletop and come down. Separate the feet a little bit and find Tadasana and surf and really take in this information you're getting on this standing right leg of how the muscles want to wrap around the bones. Each time we finish a little sequence, it's time to be aware and find that good fit of the bones and the muscles. Start again, feet together, bending that right knee and stepping it on top of the left. And already there's going to be a lot of wobbling. It's like you're on a paddleboard and finding your balance there on water. And then maybe externally rotate, keep the hips aligned as you bring the leg up higher, higher, as high as it's willing to go without distortion. The hands could be an Anjali Mudra. You can invite the branches to grow and find your full expressive tree. It's nice to find a drishti point, a fixed spot that isn't moving. And then bring that knee up and set the foot down. And find your balance. Good. Warrior three. Warrior three is a fun balancing pose. And it also, again, is this way to kind of train neutral pelvis. You're going to take this left leg back, balance on your right foot, taking your arms up and overhead. And we're going to hinge from the hips. So watch, the spine stays organized, the hips hinge. And there will be a point that you hinge so much that this back leg has to float up. Open the arms, airplane. Bring the arms back forward and all the way up to standing. That right leg goes back, dock the toes down, take your arms up. Practice that hip hinge. The hips go back, the leg floats up. The arms open. The arms come forward. The arms pull and lift you up out of the pose. And here we go. Another nice challenge for your students is kind of warrior legs, finding these warrior quadriceps. Your right leg comes up to tabletop. Doesn't work that much, it's fine. Keep the upright standing posture and straighten the leg. Usually they'll start to hinge backwards, so don't let them. It's a forward fold. Quadriceps engaged, and let it swivel back and behind. It's okay if you lose your balance a little bit, it's a balance. See if they can come all the way back and through, and down. So it can come a little bit of a flow, like a marching flow. The leg can come out and up, can swivel around, come all the way back through, coming up. And give them a little bit of a standing challenge. Over time, this might end up turning into, I'm looking around for my belt, oh well, a pose where you're able to do your little forward fold, catch the foot, and pull forward into Padangusthasana standing. Now notice, I've caught my foot, but I'm going to do my best to keep my pelvis level and everything integrated as I work and as I twist. It's likely your students will need to work with the belt to keep their good posture. So I'm doing this to the other side, pretending you have a belt. To catch my foot and stay in good posture, I have to kind of bring things to me instead of reaching to it, right? Open out to the side, coming back through center, and then switching the foot as you open and get that lateral stretch. And back to center. I think you'll have a lot of fun exploring these standing poses, keeping your anterior pelvis, leaning into the bones, finding that way for the muscles to truly wrap around the bones. Namaste.